What if you could build a website straight out of the future? Imagine glowing neon grids, immersive 3D landscapes, and a tech-driven aesthetic that pulls the user straight into the future. Well, that's what designers thought in the 80s and 90s during the Cyberpunk movement. Since the future doesn't look like that now, in this video I'm going to show you how to recreate that exact look, one that blends retro nostalgia with futuristic vibes. Whether you're a web designer, a fan of Blade Runner, or just love the neon aesthetic of Cyberpunk, let's create a guide to Cyberpunk user interface. Now before we get started, I wanted to make clear that the Cyberpunk movement was not necessarily what people thought the future would look like. The feeling at the time was there was some overlap between this new technological age they were entering versus the counterculture of the 1960s. Since it was more of a reflection of the times, it explains why there are not many current websites adopting this theme. Although I did find some websites, there is no concrete theme to connect all of them. So my goal in this video is to create a guideline for Cyberpunk web design using popular media of the time. Some of my inspiration will come from the game Cyberworld, which had an interesting revival if you want to dive into that, the burn cycle game, and of course the aesthetics of the Blade Runner. First, color palette. Cyberpunk visuals are dominated by neon colors combined with dark backgrounds, which enhances the contrast and gives a futuristic digital feel. Here are the key color themes. Neon greens and blues, often seen in grids, outlines, and text to represent technology or energy. Bright purples and pinks to evoke a futuristic digital landscape. And fluorescent yellow and reds to draw attention to critical actions like login/join buttons or warning signs. Dark/very dark backgrounds are used to bring attention to the neon elements and provide a high contrast effect, and this is crucial. For colors, the possibilities are endless, but these can serve as a good outline to start. Neon green, cyan, and magenta for the primary colors, the secondary colors bright yellow, orange, red, and the background of course black or very dark purple/blues. Typography. The fonts used in Cyberpunk UIs are typically blocky, tech-like, or pixelated to mimic futuristic interfaces or retro-futuristic aesthetics. I think it's important to adhere to monospace or blocky fonts. Throw in some glowing/highlighted text on dark backgrounds for the cherry on top. What's important is the glowing effect. Use text shadows or glow effects in CSS for neon glowing text, and fonts use typefaces like Roboto Mono, V2323, or custom pixel art fonts to match the aesthetic. Visual elements. Key UI elements include grids, modular designs, and wireframes to represent futuristic data-driven environments. Here's what's important. Grids and geometric patterns. Many Cyberpunk UIs use grid patterns in the background. Hexagonal and circular shapes. Hexagons and circles are recurring shapes in the UI as they mimic technological interfaces or maps. Some elements include glitching visuals or flickering to evoke a sense of hacked or unstable systems. 3D effects and isometric views. Futuristic UIs often feature cursed 3D renders or isometric views of cities, buttons, or navigational elements. Now for interface navigation. The UI design should guide users like a futuristic control panel with clearly defined sections and intuitive navigation. Buttons with techie aesthetics use hard edges and high contrast neon to make buttons stand out. Often they are surrounded by visual cues like arrows or symbols. I think a navigation panel is also crucial, usually vertical as seen in a sidebar with clickable neon icons and high contrast between buttons and the background. Finally, interactivity. Incorporate hover and focus effects to make the user feel like they're interacting with an advanced system. Hover effects like buttons could light up or change colors on hover, adding to the immersive experience. A glowing outline around the buttons is a common choice. Progressive disclosure. Show hidden content or tooltips when the user interacts with buttons or panels, mimicking the complexity of futuristic tech. Alright, I think that's a good place to stop. Let me know if there are examples or things that I missed. Make sure you guys subscribe because next video I'm going to be covering classical UI design where people are trying to bring back Victorian era aesthetics to UI.